Wow, hello everybody. How are we doing today? Awesome. Wow, have we been having a great convention so far? Cool, cool. Well, I am so excited to dive into Andor with these two brilliant actors who helped make this show one of the boldest and most grounded stories we've gotten in Star Wars. How many of us loved season 2 of Andor? Well, I want you to keep that energy because without further ado, I would love to introduce our two panelists today, Kyle Solar and Pierro Niel-Mee. Would you like to share the couch in the middle?
Don't sit on your own. Come sit next to me.
No, this is cute. This is nice.
This is nice.
Yeah, I feel like you guys should have the bigger couch. I feel kind of like I'm on an
wrong way
island.
around.
I think
This
we're
is
happy with
fine.
this.
How are you guys doing right
I feel
now?
very comfortable.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
good.
this is great. It's casual. How are y'all? How's your convention been today so far?
It just got awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, no, really good. How about you?
Yeah, great. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, you guys are amazing.
Yeah, it's been a lot of love in that room.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you seen any Erskine and Syril cosplays today?
Syril cosplays?
There were.
I have.
Oh my gosh.
I have. They might be here.
They're
There he
probably
is.
here. Oh,
There they are.
nice, nice.
Cyril and Dedra. There they are.
Wow.
Amazing. No one has ever busted out the knot, how should I say this? The tie that's missing the knot.
That's right.
You're the first. Well done.
It's a good one. Have you seen any?
No,
Erskine
but
cosplays?
I've seen Mon Mothma today.
Yeah, Mon's there.
Yeah,
That's
my
fitting. We
heart's
got a Mon.
incredible.
Yes, a Mon in the back.
I know.
Yeah, I got flashbacks.
Very
Oh, wow.
cool.
That's my boss. Yeah.
I love it. That's your boss, exactly. Yeah. Well,
Being your boss on the weekend.
yeah, right, exactly. Well, I'd love to first congratulate both of you on your Emmy nomination for Outstanding Drama Series. Right? Incredible work. Well deserved. And even among many other things like costume design and even production design and so much. And a substantial amount of work went into this show. And I wanted to start off by asking, when you both first got the call that you'd be stepping into the Star Wars universe in a show as vast and unique as this one, how did you react?
I was. It was weird for me because I was in New York doing a play, and it was right as everything was shutting down. And then I got a call from Tony that was like, oh, and also, like, you know, there's this. And I was like, I don't know, like, the world's kind of falling apart, maybe. And so I didn't, for a minute, I was questioning it, just about everything, I think, in my life. And then I spoke to my nephew, who at the time was like 7, and he just was like, what the Star Wars?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, it's Star Wars. It's an absolute yes. Yeah.
Oh, so you were a fan before you even got into all this?
I grew up watching the original trilogy way too young, with my older brothers burning out the VHS tapes on the weekends. Just
awesome.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah. Good times. What about you, Pierro?
Yeah, I was absolutely thrilled. Yeah. I was a big fan of Star Wars all my life. Then I was a big fan of Andor. I was a massive fan of the first series.
Right, because you only came in on the second season. You
came in
had
the
that
second
time to
season.
watch the first season.
Yeah, and I was watching the first season as the meeting came through, or as the email came through. But it was like untitled Disney project.
Yeah.
I was watching Andor, and I was reading this scene. I was like, oh man, I wish I was auditioning for Andor. And suddenly I was like, untitled Disney project. It's on Disney. I was like, oh wow. And then I looked at there was like a stock scene, and it was a sort of scene about it was like a disruptive left-wing MP and with senatorial age, and I was like, that's my Mothman. I was like, oh my God, I'm actually, yeah.
They could have hidden that a bit better.
Yeah. So yeah, I was very excited and
Wow.
I felt very.
You're a powerful manifester.
Yeah.
Could you throw some of that this way?
Yeah, okay, we'll have a chat.
Okay,
yeah,
great.
We'll strike some deals.
Sweet.
So yeah, I was very, very, very happy.
Very cool.
To join.
Coming to conventions, because I know both of you, how long have you been doing conventions for, Kyle?
I think maybe only a couple years. Yeah.
So you're sort of like both new to this. This is your first con in Texas, I believe?
My first con in the States.
Wow. Oh, in the
Yeah.
States ever?
And I am very happy that it's
Yeah.
in Texas. Yeah.
I love it.
I love this state.
Love having you here. Like, I say that like I'm from Texas. I'm not from
I
Texas.
know, I was gonna
But
say.
it's cool to have you guys both here talking with us. Well, I definitely want to dive into the acting side of things. Pierro, I know you studied theater and you do theater, and as well as you, Kyle. How does that work when it comes to your acting in television and film?
I don't know. I mean, they're really different.
Yeah.
They're really different. But I think in terms of relation to Andor, Tony and Nina Gold, who casted it, were pulling a lot of people from the theater community in London. And I think that there's a sense of how you build a kind of company. And I think that's what they were doing. And so like they really built a troupe of actors that could work really well together on text that is actually quite chunky and difficult and really sophisticated. And that's not to say that if you're just a screen actor, you can't do that. But I think maybe there was something that people who also do theater could lend to the story.
Yeah. It was a change for me. I sort of predominantly done theatre. And then the TV stuff that I'd done was always like a few days here and there on something, being like a day player. And it's always sort of hard to find a rhythm in it. But that's what I actually, when you said that, that's what, after coming off Andor, I was like, that's the first time, it was the most satisfying job I'd ever done. And even for like the small part I was in I came away being like, that's the closest that's ever felt to like being in a company of actors, or like being in a theatre company, because everyone was so dedicated all the time.
Yeah.
But it was a big learning curve to how to sort of like, bring a sort of theatre back onto TV and sort of learn sort of all the sort of camera stuff. But, we're working with so many like amazing people who are so generous. Yeah, so it was a big learning curve, but yeah.
Amazing, because I know Ben Mendelsohn and of course Denise Guff, like they're also theater actors, right? So it's amazing. Beautiful things can come of a theater troupe in a way.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, truly, seriously, and especially with Tony's script. I mean, you guys had so much to work with. I mean, not only with the drama side, which we will get into, but it's really tough to find humor in a show as serious as this. Yeah. So in the brief moments where there was humor, it just hit so hard. Like the timing was perfect, and I think you know what I'm about to say. Especially in the scene where you, Kyle, it cuts to you just sprawled out on the bed. And I feel like I've done that at least once at every single family gathering.
That's like my Thanksgiving pose.
Yeah.
That's like,
was that in the script, or was
I'm gonna
that...
take a quick 10. I'll see you in a minute.
Right. Was that in the script, or was that completely improvised?
No, it wasn't in the script. I find Syril quite funny. He's a bit of a weirdo, and in a good way. But like I kind of look for opportunities to insert the funny, I think. And Ari, who was directing that section, was like, yeah, we wanted to get you kind of leaving the kitchen and maybe going into the room, but I don't know what you'd do. And I was like, well, I know what I would do. I've been here before, man, have you? And so I suggested that, and the interesting thing about that is like he loved it. He was like, absolutely perfect. But then when Tony got the rushes that evening, he was like, what is this? Like, what is going on? And he put it into the context of the scene. He was like, oh, amazing, right, yes, of course. And then the execs were like, no, we don't understand that bit. And Tony was like, watch the whole episode, assholes.
Right.
And they
Yeah.
did, and yeah, it stayed in.
It's just the whole relationship between you and Deidre is so, and I mean this with full respect, weird. It's so weird, but it's so good.
I'm glad you said weird, because if you said it was normal, that might be a little.
Well, you never know.
like-
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Right? Well, I would love to dive into the costumes because, of course, Andor is also nominated for Best Costumes. So, exactly. Round of applause again. Incredible costuming. I mean, from your clean Chandrillan outfits, Pierro, to Syril's tailored outfits, probably ironed by your mom, like Mama Karn. How did the work of Michael Wilkinson, the costume designer, invoke a deeper understanding of each of your characters?
I love the way that Michael's sort of obsessed with cultures and sort of different cultures around the world. I think he uses that as so much inspiration for his design. So I think it made, personally, it made me feel like very much part of a culture. And I think you can, and then sort of building up from there, I think it's a good, it sort of informs the world that you're from quite well. And it's, like when we talk about like the way it affects the way you stand, the way you hold yourself, I guess, what you wear. So wearing that stuff initially, you then start building an idea of I guess, physically how you are,
Yeah, totally. I'd never worked on something where the psychology of the character was so present in the costumes. And standing a certain way, like, Syril's clothing was tailored to within an inch of its life. And so I already thought that he should, it's because Michael, we had meetings with Michael and he'd be like, what do you think? And he had all these mood boards and he wanted to know, he had ideas about the character anyway, but he wanted to know what we were working on and what we thought. And then he worked from there. And so I put those costumes on, I had to stand a certain way and you walk a certain way. And then you start to think and behave a certain way. And it's just like, he's an absolute genius. He should win every single award out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's amazing.
Incredible.
Absolutely, especially with Mon Mothma's costumes.
Oh my God.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Unreal. I mean, if you ever have the chance to see them just up close, whether it's like in a book or like, don't they have an Andor, Art of Andor or Andor costumes book coming out? It's coming out, right, it's coming out.
But it should be in
Yeah.
a museum.
It
Yeah.
absolutely
Like,
should.
it should be
Yes.
in a museum and you should go up and be able to just like drool while looking at
Yes,
it. Like,
which
yeah.
will happen involuntarily.
And they're great to wear. They also, you don't
Yeah.
feel like they never mess up. It's always like it just fits perfectly.
Right.
Yeah.
So it never sort of interrupts you, and everything's functional as well.
Exactly.
It's not,
yeah.
it's
I wanted
brilliant.
all of the Gorman's costumes.
Oh yeah.
Like
So
just from my
chic.
everyday life.
Absolutely.
I was like,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Well, what I love, actually, jumping off of your statement about your Gorman costume, eventually, we've all seen season 2, we know what happens. Yep. When Syril dies.
That was perfect.
Good setup. I mean, you had to know that was coming. I mean, I was going to do it if he didn't.
Hilarious. Perfect timing. Please be a comedian. Well, when he dies, unfortunately, we see his perfectly tailored costume just affected by the Gorman massacre. I think that reflection of like your arc as a character is so deeply rooted in the collaborative experience between you and Michael Wilkinson, like you as an actor being able to, was that something that like you noticed about your costume, just that gradual, getting dirtier and dirtier until you just...
Yeah, it's something that we worked on. And I thought it was really poignant in that you can see Syril very clearly becoming affected by living on Gorman, by adopting their clothing and their lifestyle. And, he on one level you could be like, oh, he just loves fashion. But actually it's deeper than that. It's affecting his soul and his heart, and he starts to change and become aware of a different way of thinking and being. And then you see the kind of the pain that he has caused, and the detritus and the dirt and it's all just being caked on him in these beautiful clothes that he is, he is a Gorman, and he is basically, at that point, he's the one that caused the massacre. So it's like, yeah, I thought it was kind of brilliant how he did that.
Yeah, and I want to piggyback off of, just continue that scene. When Syril saw Cassian after all this time, he went from being completely dazed to full of rage and focused on one thing. And it was Cyril's, Cassian was right there. And it just, from my perspective as a watcher and as a fan, it destroyed his entire life. And in that moment, I feel like he knew it. That's what came across, at least, especially when Cassian was like, "Who are you?" I was like, "Oh my God!" And then it happens, and I'm like, I was on my feet, screaming at my television. I say television like it's 2000. I don't know. But really, I mean it. It's chilling. Can you talk about that scene and how how was your approach to that as an actor internally?
I mean, that whole Gorman sequence we filmed for like almost a month, I think, in the bitter cold of late January. It was a particularly cold January in London, and it's all outside, and that fight sequence was like, we had like 3 days, which is pretty good, but for a fight like that, we should have had about 5.
Yeah.
And I didn't really have to do much work, because we'd done the whole Gorman sequence, and just being in that environment, which Janusz Metz, who was directing that episode, was like, I mean, he was incredible. He did a documentary on Afghanistan. It was one of the first things he did. He's worked in war-torn countries, and he had created an environment that was very palpable with that energy. And so we were all kind of like f***ed up by the time we were doing the fight. Yeah. So it was like, it was quite real. Yeah. But it also felt like just a genius piece of storytelling from Cyril's perspective, in that his whole life is turned upside down in 10 minutes by his meeting with who's the head of the Gorman Front?
Caro?
Yeah.
Rylance?
Thank you. Oh, God. Strike one. Won't be coming back. Okay, anyway. Rylance. Meeting with Rylance, and then Dedra, and then seeing what the Empire is doing, and then realizing that he's responsible for the massacre, and then seeing the guy that he has been hounding for 3 years that he thinks is responsible for all of the bad things in his life. And it unleashes this kind of superhuman rage of all the things that he's bottled up since he was a kid. And so it was wild to film that whole thing. I mean, it was like, going from 0 to 60 in like 2 seconds.
That's how it felt watching it. Yeah. It was such an unexpected moment.
And I did wonder, reading it, I was like, does he really go after Cassian at this point? He's, and someone asked me a really amazing question earlier, if he hadn't seen Cassian, what would he have done in that moment?
What would he have done?
Yeah, man, I don't know. I do wonder, would he have, I don't know, would he have picked up a blaster and started to fight back? And he's so dazed in that moment, and the thing that snaps him out is Cassian. Yeah. And he kind of re-triggers this animalistic response in him. But yeah, if he hadn't seen Cassian, I don't know.
Do you think he was thinking of Dedra at all in that 10 minutes?
Was he
thinking of Dedra at all?
I think in that sequence where he's just dazed and looking at everyone, it's everything. It's the Empire to him was a kind of surrogate father figure, and he was so indoctrinated since he was a child living in Coruscant. And to have, it's very hard to I consider this, but like everything that you held to be true is false and was a lie. It's really hard to comprehend. And then like the person that you have actually, Denise and I had decided that Syril had never been in a relationship before. So the first person that he had ever like had a connection with was using him as well. He's being used by the Empire, kind of being used by his mom, kind of being used by everybody, and like, that's soul crushing. So I think Dedra's swimming in there, the Empire, what he's done to Rylands, thank you, and the Gormans, and what is his life? He's this pawn, he's this patsy that's being used, and nobody knows who he is.
Right.
So that was a long answer to say yes.
No,
I think he is thinking about Dedra in that moment.
Don't even apologize. We love hearing about this character. It's such a deep character, and each character is. Pierro, I want to jump to you because during the wedding, there's a moment where Erskine tells Luthen that Mon Mothma is like a surrogate parent to him.
Yeah.
And I wish we would have seen more between you and her, but the moments that we did see of you both were very touching and real. And as a matter of fact, we were chatting earlier, if it weren't for your character, Mon Mothma wouldn't have gotten to Yavin. We wouldn't have gotten... It would have been completely different if it weren't for you.
Yeah, it's all me.
It's all you. It's all you. It's true.
It's all Erskine.
She would have never arrived. I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, I was going to say, but that's the brilliant thing about what Tony's done. He's like created all these characters who are fundamental to actually, really, if you end game it, the Death Star being destroyed.
Yeah,
and
totally.
you were literally a crux in that whole story.
But as you say, there's it's that story, or the whole rebellion is full of however big, tiny or small, but small acts of rebellion, littered throughout the whole thing. Yeah. Those two people who don't let the door open to sort of shut off the feed.
Yes.
Even that is a tiny moment,
for them,
but from those two, a significant act of rebellion.
Yeah.
So
It's like a game of chess. Every piece is important, no matter if you're a pawn, or if you're a king, if anything. It's incredible how. So, was there a way that you approached formulating the layers of your character when you kind of realized that you are such a vital yet concealed part of the rebellion?
No, not really.
Okay.
No, I think I just take it moment by moment. I think I sort of try not to think about it. I think I was trying to think about what exactly is needed, what his job is exactly in that moment, rather than leading up to a certain point, I think. Right. But I think I did try and, I guess in the sort of 9th episode, is it 9th? I don't know.
You got friends everywhere?
Yeah, the getting out of... Welcome to the Rebellion.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus, strike two. Okay.
I think trying to... bloody hell.
Jesus Christ, I need to rewatch it.
Yeah, I can't be doing this alone. Please don't leave. Please don't get it first, right?
Music plays us off. Yeah, it's fine.
So I think I tried to build sort of pressure through it, and I think that's just this is storytelling that Tony put in, and that sort of the Yanis, but building that pressure going through. But no, I don't think there was a process of his having an end goal for the rebellion. I think moment by moment, because it's all, especially in that episode, you don't know. We're all sort of coping with moments as it happens, rather than the plan is always sort of quite hazy. Sort of Luthen's plan there with the extraction and stuff. It's all decisions are being made on the fly, and I think that just adds to the sort of tension of it. Yeah.
Did you ever watch that episode of Rebels with your character?
Yeah. I only halfway through filming. So Erskine is in Rebels. He's like a character in the cartoon to Rebels.
Right.
But he's.
Is that my strike three?
If you said what's Rebels?
Okay.
That would probably have been worse. Okay. But he pops up in a couple of episodes, but he's super different. It's Josh Brenner. You know Josh Brenner? He's in Silicon Valley. His big head in Silicon Valley. Just like very different, you know. He's like, it's a funny character, Erskine in that. But I only saw it halfway through, and I couldn't come in, you know, halfway through filming, and then suddenly, you know, start speaking like that. Like, it would have been sort of quite strange.
You could have done.
Maybe,
Totally could have. Totally could have. No,
Yeah.
I loved Erskine. The hair.
Yeah. Can we talk about the hair?
Can we talk about both of y'all's
we
hair?
can talk about that.
Was it real?
That's my hair.
That's your hair.
Yes.
That's my hair in there.
Yes.
Yeah. Very proud of it.
Yeah.
It did a good job. That was the character, really. I was just sort of, was a vessel for the hair.
Yeah.
Wow.
The pompadour.
Pompadour, yeah. As I told you, he's a big Johnny Cash fan.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's great. Oh yeah, it is very Johnny Cash now that I think
Johnny
about
Cash,
it.
Yeah.
I love it. Let's see. We touched a little bit about the sets. You mentioned like walking through Gorman and having to deal with, you know, the cold and everything, but it was a beautiful set. I mean, the scale, you could really tell. I mean, everything was real, right? Like all of the sets were just...
Gorman, Gorman was on the back lot of Pinewood. They had built the entire plaza, the colonnade, walk around, the cafe, the hotel. It was massive. It was huge. And in season 1, they built the town of Ferrix. Like that is entirely built.
Amazing.
And then the genius thing about what they did, and that's why it cost so much money, but they built loads of sets, or they found locations that they could just tack in a little bit of CGI in the background.
Right.
And that just brings everything into a rooted, grounded reality. And you feel it, I think, when you watch it, you know?
Absolutely.
It makes a difference.
It's such a massive part of the show. I think that makes it so
Big time.
amazing. Like just visually, it's as real as the
Stunning.
content.
Yeah.
Did you each have a favorite set that you worked on?
I quite liked the Senate. Because it was in Valencia, and it was really nice to be in Valencia. But I liked all of that. Yeah, and Chandrilla, that indoor, this wedding bit in Chandrilla,
looked amazing.
It's super
Beautiful.
cool. But the coolest thing about that is that they filmed like the exterior stuff in Montserrat.
Right.
You know, when they're sort of going on that hike. But in the wedding, there was a whole wall outside the windows of the set. And it must have been as like tall as this and almost as long. And it was all the mountains in Montserrat, hand painted, the whole thing.
What?
Yeah, it was absolutely mental. So just like, work
I didn't know
that goes
this.
behind it. Yeah, it was incredible.
Wow,
yeah, it was really cool.
Wow.
Hand painted.
Hand
Yeah.
painted.
That's the way they used to do things back in the day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was old school.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's incredible. I had no idea. Wow, well, I definitely want to get to some fan questions. We have a microphone here, so if you'd like to start lining up, we can take a couple. So if you have a question, please jump up. Yeah? Perfect.
He's ready.
Before we jump into that, I have one more question for you guys. So, the writers on Andor, the Gilroys, everybody, genius writing, from the monologues to the different moments between characters. My favorite line, not only in Andor, but in any piece of Star Wars within the last few years, and I'm going to say this without getting emotional because every time I think about it, I get emotional, but it's "you're coming home to yourself." I think that is such a beautiful line. So my question is, how do each of you come home to yourself after, whether it's a long, stressful set day or a long convention weekend? How do you come home to yourself?
Wow. I run over the questions that I got wrong, the information that I didn't know. I don't know. I meditate a lot.
I do.
Yeah. That's my bag. What about you?
Probably like a pint of Guinness.
Nice. Well, that also.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, meditation and then a pint of Guinness is f***ing sweet.
I bet. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to get
You'll never taste as good.
Yeah. Nice.
Got to say.
I said, yeah. And friends, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ones. Yeah.
I love it. All right, yeah, let's do a couple questions, and then there's a special surprise coming at the end in a little bit, but we'll see.
All right, now, going back to catatonic Syril, we never really saw him flop on the bed.
Yeah.
So could you demonstrate what that would look like?
I gotta say, it was a creep. It wasn't a flop. It was you know.
You know the actor credo, show it, don't say it. Syril Karn, everybody. Thank you.
If I redeem myself from the 3 strikes,
That was
that's
amazing.
Thank you so much. That was amazing. All right, so Kyle, I know you and Denise Goff, you have such great chemistry, like on and off set as well. Like I love watching you guys at press conferences and things. But can you tell us on how you decided on like the physicality of those awkward scenes, like the awkward non-kisses, or those the dark, you know, like turning off the lights and wow.
that was awkward.
Yeah.
We just tried to out-weird each other.
Nice.
And it was kind of unspoken at first. And then we were like, are you just trying to be really weird? And I was like, yeah, aren't you? And she's like, yeah, I'm just trying to out-weird you. And it was like, so we also couldn't really imagine, like, how the hell would these 2 things, like, be in a room together alone? And when we, you know, got told that they were having a relationship before season 2, we just kept on going like, what does that look like? And I think that just naturally led into, well, we're just gonna be really weird with each other.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
Hey, man.
So I heard that Andor was originally planned for more than 2 seasons. If you guys were to get more time, are there any more elements of your characters or any storylines you might have heard about that you'd like to explore in the future if you had more time?
Yeah, I guess I'd quite like to have seen myself like in a Rebels get-up. I'd like to see
Yeah,
myself
man.
like on the Avon maybe, sort of doing stuff. Yeah, sort of doing stuff behind the scenes, like be on those like iconic locations. I think personally, that'd be my.
Yeah.
Yeah. You?
I mean, there's loads of stuff with these time gaps that happened. I mean, I think it was a joy to play because I'd never been in something where you just kind of have to drop in for a couple days and then there's a year later you drop in for another couple days. But I don't know. I mean, definitely like, I'd love to know what it looked like for, you know, Syril to move in to Dedra's flat.
Oh, yeah, that would be great. That would be great.
Like, what would that have looked like? You know,
Interesting.
moving the sofa around the corner and stuff.
Halfway there.
So, more around like season 1, when Syril was like starting to become a character, some people compared him to the character Norman Bates. Was that at all inspiration, or was that just a complete coincidence?
No, that was a complete coincidence. What I did see after they had done my kind of makeup tests and everything was I saw Twin Peaks very clearly. And I think their inspiration for the hair was more Mad Men and everything. And they kept on saying that. And I was like, yeah, but I'm giving very big Kyle MacLachlan vibes right now. But the Norman Bates thing it didn't surprise me. I mean, I can see it, you know, especially with Edie being his mother.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Thank you.
My question is for the both of you. Was there any props or any like clothing items that you would have loved to like take home with you?
All of it.
All of it.
All of the clothes. Yeah. Yeah, I wish I could have taken something away. I mean, when would I have worn any of it? Never. But like, yeah, it would have been cool.
Yeah.
Don't lie.
Yeah. Just out around the house, yeah, cooking eggs.
Yeah. I would have taken all the clothes. Oh, 100%. I really loved my pre-op Morlana
Yeah.
outfit.
Yeah.
I have a real soft spot for that. I would have liked
It reminded me of Star Tours. I don't know if you've ever gone to Disneyland, but like the Star Tours like outfits that they have there, that's what it reminded me of.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, cool.
Well, thank you.
Thanks. Thank you.
Okay, so also obviously obsessed with costumes. My question is, one of my favorite parts with the costumes is in the first season where Syril like adds the extra tailoring and the extra trim and everything. Do you have any background on that? Like, was that Michael Wilkinson's idea? Was that written into the script? Like, how did that come about?
That was in the script.
Was it in the script? Okay.
Yeah, and that's one of the first things I read, and I was like, that, and reading the scenes with his mom, I was like, oh, I know everything I need to know about this guy.
Oh yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Okay.
That's fair. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey guys.
Hey.
So mine is more just about the fact that, Star Wars is obviously a really diverse set of properties at this point, ranging, from little kids and engagement there to obviously adults that have grown up this for a long time. And I wanted to say, it's really awesome that you guys got to be a part of a project that takes itself so seriously and has really complex characters and story elements to it and everything that we just haven't gotten to see before. Was there a level of pressure that you guys felt that was a little bit different than other Star Wars projects since you guys were kind of pioneering this style?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, a little. I mean, yes and no. I think when we started season 1, it was such a unique time to be filming at the end of 2020. We were one of only a couple things filming at that time, and the way the kind of culture that Tony had established was, yeah, we're doing Star Wars, but we're doing our own thing, and I got you, you're fine, and don't think about all that other stuff. And he did some Jedi mind trick where we just kind of were like, yeah, okay, fine, like, and we had to remember that we were actually in Star Wars. And Denise and I talk about this a lot, that we didn't really fully understand what we were getting into until we did press for season 1 and started to come into contact with people who had grown up with it, who like really are the key holders for what this story means for generations of people, right? And then, as you say, you're meeting people who are like, they've got their grandkids and their son or daughter and the, grandparents, and they're all like loving it together. And I haven't been part of something that has that kind of generational reach. And so when we were doing press for season 1, we started kind of freaking out. We were like, oh my God, what have we kind of gotten into? But we realized we got into this family. Like a family who are really protective of this story and who really love it. And that felt kind of overwhelming, but really amazing. So then season 2 happened, but like, I guess we just felt really held by the fans, because season 1 did all right. So the pressure, somehow, I don't know what Tony did, but the pressure wasn't, I never really felt it. I don't know, did you?
Yeah, I felt a bit of pressure, yeah.
But you were coming in, that must have been
on
different,
the second
right?
season. And also having seen the first series and thinking it was like one of the best series of TV I'd seen, like not just Star Wars content, like TV in general, and being a massive Star Wars fan and like, understanding the fan base and being like, don't come in now and like, this up. But like, I don't, the part wasn't big enough to necessarily up, but I did want to, you're like, I think being a fan, you're like, God, this is, incredible. And I did feel a bit of a pressure I had to forget I was in Star Wars rather than sort of remember I was in Star Wars.
Maybe that's what I did, subconsciously. It's just like,
It's not, it's just, it's
just
another
a job,
thing.
just
It's
a
a
job.
It's a job, just get on with it, say the lines and you'll be absolutely fine.
Yeah.
But then very quickly that sort of dissipated and it was such the set was such the vibe was such a family vibe and everyone was just so light and funny and brilliant. And then, there's a pressure to do it for the fans, to not let down, because it's such an incredible fan base and you're all so dedicated and it means so much to like all of us, like me included, being a fan. So, but yeah, that dissipates and now it's like unbelievably privileged to have been in a position where I can sort of count myself as part of the Star Wars community. So the pressure was worth it, I think, personally, for me,
Yeah, thank you very much. You guys were phenomenal.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hello, testing, test. Cool. Thank you. I heard a little birdie told me that the 501st and the Rebel Legion have a little surprise for both of you. So I'd love to welcome them up to the stage.
Oh, wow. Oh, my God.
Welcome. All right. Awesome. I will give you my microphone.
I get to start. I'm Brian. I'm the Kessel-based commanding officer for the Rebel Legion. And Kyle, it is my distinct privilege and honor to induct you as an honorary member of the Rebel Legion.
Hi, I'm Ashley. I am the head delegate for the Dagobah Base Senatorial Detachment, and it is my honor and privilege to induct you, Pierro, as an honorary member of the Rebel Legion.
Thank you.
Pierro, I am Rebecca Price. I'm the North Texas Squad Lead in the 501st. The 501st would like to acknowledge your role in Star Wars Andor. On behalf of the 501st Legion, Star Wars Star Garrison, and North Texas Squad, we're proud to induct you as an honorary member of the Star Wars Union.
Thank you guys so much. Wow, that was beautiful. That's an unexpected surprise.
That's so
Absolutely
cool.
wild. Thank you so much, guys.
Oh,
It means the world, honestly.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Round of applause
So
for the
cool.
501st and Rebel Legion. Wow. Well, Kyle, Pierro, thank you so much for sitting down with us today. This has been such a joy to chat with you and pick your brains about one of the best Star War to ever exist. So a big round of applause to them again.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you guys. Thank you guys so
Yes,
much.
please.
Cheers.